Welcome, everybody. I'm Sarah. I am the community manager for Lord of the Rings adventure card game. Today is October 27th, 2020, and it is a beautiful day here in Madison, Wisconsin. Nice and sunny. Recovering from our first snowfall, which we totally had on Sunday, which I've mentioned. I like the cold weather. I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. Like every stream, you guys are probably like, "Yes, Sarah, we know the year's going by quickly, but come on, it's the end of October already." I digress. No exceptional announcements today, other than Adventure Mode was officially released this weekend, and I had kind of a hey board game dude. I had kind of I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I threw it out in Discord to see what people were looking for. Wasn't sure if I was going to start streaming Adventure Mode or not. But I kind of landed on between your suggestions and my own thoughts to give you guys some opportunity to play it first before I start streaming it. And there are potential spoilers maybe that could happen. And so I kind of wanted everybody to do their own thing for a while with Adventure Mode. Plus, it's a really it's lore based, right? So like the story is important, and you really kind of want to get immersed into it. And I'm not sure that that's something that people want to see on stream. I don't know. We'll see. Hey everybody, Dark Forester X, hello. Cody Lane, hi. Stealthy Twitchy, any estimate on the release of update on consoles? Nothing that I can really say that you don't probably already know. I mean, it is looking like possibly mid-November. It really all depends on console approval. Everything gets submitted at the same time. It's just when the consoles are like, yep, you're good to go. So it's looking like mid-November, and that's the hope. So for those of you that are waiting, I know it sucks if you're not on PC, and I get it. I totally understand. And I know it's frustrating. It's just the console approvals just take a little bit more. It's a little more involved. Hi, Aaron. Welcome. So check out Adventure Mode. It's a lot of fun. It's a very new way of playing the game, and it's been pretty well received. Sounds like people are having fun with it. Like I said, there are some spoilers, so I'm not going to talk a ton about it. There are some things to do and discover and have fun with. So I figured maybe just hold off on it is what the point of my whole story before I interrupted myself, which I do a lot. And yes, Cody has asked me, have I played Adventure Mode yet? I have. And I actually, when I was, one of my previous streams, we talked about sort of a sneak peek. It was a DLC stuff. I think it was back in like August I did it or something. It's on YouTube, on our channel, if you want to go back and watch it. And I had to kind of learn about the Battle of Fords of Eisen because it's not part of the movies, and it's like a little side story in the books and stuff. So I sort of had to brush up on it. So kind of been in and played it and all of that kind of stuff, and really sort of got it really kind of into the story. So like I said, I want to give everybody time to play it before I start streaming it is kind of the overall thing. So today, what I kind of thought I would do is sort of curtail or hinge or follow up with our last stream, which was about deck building. And I had our friend Widowmaker, aka Ian, on with me, who's extremely smart. He can speak to this game far more intelligently than I, so mad props to him. And he's pretty active on Discord too, if you ever want to hit him up for questions or advice or anything. I recommend it. But I figured since we kind of did as he called it, death by PowerPoint last time and really didn't dive in, I'd give it a shot today and just kind of show some thought processes, go based on what he does. Because really with this new release, a lot of the Adventure Mode stuff kind of was sort of geared towards newcomers and people just getting into the game. So kind of trying to trudge along in that sort of trajectory. Wow. I've only had one cup of coffee today. Um, so I thought, and then also on a couple different of our forums, we're everywhere. Steam, I think I saw it on Steam and Discord. There were questions on Tower of the Necromancer, which is a campaign 2 quest 4, I believe. It's really hard. It's not an easy quest to do, and I figured somebody that's a newbie like myself can maybe help guide some of the other newbies asking questions about it. So that's kind of what I thought I would do today, is build a deck for Tower of the Necromancer, and we'll see if I can do it. So, without further ado, I will look at the pretty art. So Tower of the Necromancer, for those that may or may not know, it's tough because there's just Sauron throws a lot of enemies at you and a lot of orc enemies at you. And so there's with the occasional flying bats. So there's flying creatures, there's lots of orcs. Sorry, I'm reading comments too. Kamaliska said that my menus don't go off the edge of the screen. Could be a bug based on his resolution. It could be a resolution thing, which you can obviously adjust here. Mine's currently set to 1920 by 1080 because I don't have a 4K monitor. I'm not fancy like that. So yeah, they don't go off the screen. Good story. I know. So, okay, back to what I was talking about. So, Tower of the Necromancer. And I think the first location is probably one of the tougher ones because as soon as you kill some of the orcs, new ones spawn. So, you kind of have to play the timing game, right? And then there's a fate event that's really helpful, but you don't want to use it too early. So, willpower is kind of important, and fighting is really important. And so there's some old standbys that I have, and Widowmaker likes to tease me kind of because I usually go to my old standbys. I am not going to use Arwen today. I've decided. I told myself I couldn't. I'm still going to use lore, and let's be honest, I'm probably going to use Faramir because we all know Engage doesn't call me Saramir for no reason. So let's create a deck, shall we? Let's do Tower of the Necro. So I like to use Aragorn, and here's why. Because leadership's really important. Leadership has some really great characters with block and guard that come inherently. So those are really handy when you're fighting a lot of bad guys. So, and Aragorn, you can use a resource to ready him up again. He has 2 willpower inherently. I'm going to kind of beef that up a little bit to at least 3, because 3 is kind of a magic number with a lot of the hazards in adventure mode. Not adventure mode. It is advanced mode now. It used to be called adventure difficulty. It is now advanced difficulty. Let's get my terminology straight here. Which is also the difficulty I'm going to be playing. So that's also something I want to take into account. The other one is my man Faramir. Here's why I like Faramir. 1, ranged. In Tower of the Necromancer, there's quite a few bats and stuff that tend to pop up, so ranged is really helpful. There's also a lot of guarding and some counter that comes up. So ranged is really, really nice to have. And why not Grimbold? Shh. Saragorn. Yes, I also appreciate Saragorn. Hi, Balam. And card draw is always really helpful, especially when you're trying to get more and more things out, more attachments, more enemies, aka, or not enemies, allies, aka meat shields, that I like to call them. So that's why I like my Faramir. Now, this is also kind of in line with one of the decks that Widowmaker had shown. I'm kind of in the spirit of it. I'm not copying it exactly, but I digress. I am also going to choose Legolas. I think you could. Well, some of my favorite heroes for things that I know I'm going to need a little more focus on. Gimli's not bad because he gets real beefy and he's got a lot of health. E-Drain's really nice because she can ready up if she kills something. I'm just going to do something slightly different. Again, because there is quite a bit of guard, quite a bit of counter, and bats. So ranged never hurts. I love me a ranged. We all know this. So those are the heroes I think I'm going to go with. Then, okay, sorry, I'm reading comments. Then what I like to do is kind of comb through some of my allies. And like I said before in my Wheel of Fun deck building, a lot of times I'll add things and then trim the fat later. But this way it's a little more organized than the last time I did a deck build on stream. But I like to add allies in just so then when I go to do attachments, I kind of know where I want to start putting things based on what kind of allies I have with me. Then, so I'm sort of reading the banter here. It's kind of funny. So things that I'm going to include. I love this guy. He's got 6 health, so he's kind of beefy. He gets beefy the more he gets hit. He is a special, so for those of you that don't know, this symbol means that only one copy of it can be on the board at a time, so keep that in mind. So sometimes I'll bring 2. I think this time I'm going to hold off and just bring on one of them. I'm going to take an East Road Rider just because this is +2 versus a hazard. And there are hazards that get thrown out in Tower of the Necromancer. Not a ton, but it never hurts, right? So that's kind of why I'm bringing that along. Then Uncle Urkel. Of course I'm bringing that. Then I have grown to really love and appreciate Fornost Bowman. He tends to be Sauron's target, so you kind of have to be careful and protect him if you want him to stick around. But he can get, up to 3+ attacks, which means he hits for 4 every time, and he's ranged. Who doesn't love it? So that's why I'm going with that one. Let's see. Gandalf I am going to bring, because the other thing is that I've got leadership and lore and tactics. Spirit tends to be the one that manipulates threat quite a bit. So since I don't have Spirit with me, I am going to bring Gandalf to help with threat reduction. That's a big reason why. And for attachments, I am going to put Narya in here so he sticks around and doesn't have fleeting, which I'll talk about in a minute. I have really grown to love Greenwood Defender. It's a really low cost. It's got 2 attack. It usually doesn't stick around too much, but to be frank, neither does Guard of the Citadel, which I always bring with me as well. So they're just really nice, defensive. Like I said, there's a ton of orcs that come out in Tower of the Necromancer. So trying to be proactive, that is. Then my girl. Anybody that watches my streams know that I am obsessed with Imladris Minstrel. She is great. She is an excellent card. And she does get attacked. I'm not going to say she's not a focus of Sauron, but it's not like when you put out Starbroach and Sauron's like, ooh, got to kill that. She sometimes gets ignored. So I say that now. Famous last words, right? Then let's see if there was anything else. Oh, I wanted to bring the veteran Axeman. Axe Hand. These are really nice. 2 attack, 6 health. It's never a bad choice, in my opinion, if you've got tactics to bring those along. They're like the perfect meat shields. With that, so I've got 13 allies, which seems like a lot, but I am doing the advanced level, which means everything's kind of beefier. Sauron gets more resources. So I think at least a third of my deck being allies isn't a bad thing. Famous last words, right? Okay. So then usually what I would recommend doing for people that are trying to build decks here is then go into attachments, because now you have a good idea of which heroes you're bringing along and what kind of allies you're going to have, so who you want to put things on. Typically, what I like to think about is how I'm going to gear up my heroes, because those are the ones that are going to stick around the longest. So, as most of you know, each hero can have 3 slots: a special slot, an armor slot, and a weapon slot. I try to fill all of those for all of my heroes. Sometimes. It seems like a lot to have in your deck, and you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it, but at the very least, it never hurts to beef up heroes. So, I love a good deed if I'm going to have Legolas. Love having it, because that's automatically, even if I don't beef up Legolas, that's 4 damage he does every round, which is pretty huge. So I like bringing that for his special. Sorry, it's that whole spit thing. I'm a real big fan of Forest Snare. It is kind of a resting solution. Like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's a good thing to throw that out there and just sort of give you a chance to sort of catch up if Sauron's kind of starting to outpace you a little bit. So a big fan of Forest Snare. Narya I am bringing because I do have a Gandalf. For those that don't know, this prevents Gandalf from fleeing at the end of your playing him. So a good Gandalf Narya combo. Some people swear by it. I am one of those some people. Some people don't. Hey, Fallen All, welcome. Raiment of War is one of my favorites. It's really expensive, 4, so you have to kind of plan for that. But you get +1 attack, you heal 2, and you get block. It's a great armor card to have in your arsenal. I'm going to take 1 copy because I have leadership, and there's another option in leadership that's a little cheaper. Speak of the Devil, Raven Winged Helm. I'm going to throw a couple copies of that in here. Like I said, you get fight, block, it never hurts, right? Yeah, and as Hobbit Bites is saying, he always goes back and forth between Raiment and Ravenwing. I think when you're building a deck, you kind of have to, like I said, I will often put a lot of things in here and then hem and haw and go back and forth. Try the deck and then think to myself, ooh, that didn't work, and go back and play. Because I can't promise you that I'm going to be successful at Tower of the Necromancer, partially because still trying to get good, as the kids say, but also still kind of trying my hand at this deck building thing, all of that. And Balaam did exactly what I did. I have one Raiment and 2 Ravenwing, and that's just coming down straight up to cost, because I don't think I'm going to add a whole bunch of plus resources to this deck, just because I don't know. We'll see what happens. Then self-preservation, I'm going to bring 1. And here's why. Because I brought Erkenbrand and I have Minstrel. If I can have those out, Erkenbrand's going to sink at least 2 attacks for me if I can keep him alive. Self-preservation, helps with that. So a lot of times I'll bring that for Erkenbrand himself. Or, I mean, it's a situational thing, right? But it's health. I don't have lore and not bring health, because that's silly. And Hobbit Bites, yes, Ranger Spear is exactly Ravenwing Helm, except one's weapon, one's armor. That's the difference. I mean, these 2 cards are pretty much exactly alike, except Ranger Spear is block all the time. Ravenwing is only when attacked, which comes into play like if you're attacking somebody with guard or counter, then you are doing the attacking, you're not getting attacked, so that's when the block comes in. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So those are the differences. And then a sword that was broken. I love this card. For those of you that are new and may not know, this is the Hero Award for Aragorn, which I did do a how to get this card tutorial in a previous stream. Check it out on YouTube. I have recently renamed all my videos on YouTube, so it's a little more intuitive and easier to find everything. But this card is a great card, and I usually bring it along if I have Aragorn, because it adds to your willpower pool. It's just a nice card. I really dig it. And then Warrior Sword, I really love because it's 0 cost. It's plus fight. There are other options that are better, but it's hard to beat a 0 cost card that helps you fight. So Warrior Sword's almost always something I bring if I have tactics. I would probably venture on saying I always bring it. So, so far that's what I've got for those. I have 7 cards yet to work with. And I'll tell you the things that I often bring. And again, these are just suggestions. This is not going to be a meta deck by any stretch of the imagination. These are things that I prefer to use the way I play. There's a million different options, but this is just kind of how my thought processes and how I go about it. And kind of taking cue from Widowmaker as well. Yes, as Balam said, Legolas with a good deed, Warrior Sword, Ravenwing Helm will do 7 damage per turn. That's huge. It's huge. 7 damage is a lot. So I love Against the Shadow. It is pretty much a staple in most of my decks. It's a neutral sphere, so you can bring it along with you. Game Protect. When you have a lot of enemies to face, like you do in Tower of the Necromancer, it is not a bad choice. So I always bring it, and I always bring both copies. Other things that I wanted to bring. I might have to be going back, but there's some things that... Grace of the Elder. This is another one that I almost always bring if I don't have Spirit. Reduces threat, and it heals. It's a really great card. I believe this is the Hero Award for Arwen? Again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And if you want this card, all you have to do is use Arwen. And who doesn't love a good Arwen? I know I do. You just got to use her, basically. I think you have to use her healing skill 50 times. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And you get it. It's a great card. It's a great card if you're not bringing Spirit. Then what else was I going to bring? Lembas is tempting. Ooh, Resourcefulness. So this is another great card. This one is Faramir's Hero Award. And again, Faramir's Hero Award's pretty easy to get because you just use them. It's just basically, I think you have to use his ability 50 times as well. And you get this. So basically, if you kill something with Faramir, you get to draw a card. If you draw a card offhand, this procs and you get +2 resources. And it's 0 cost. This card's fantastic. I love it. Love it. Is there anything else? I have one more I could bring. I'm wondering... Wondering. If Lembas could be a good thing. It's heal, and then I can ready a character. Also, something to look at as you're building a deck is check for your cost. There's the curve, which you don't get the curve in this game, but if you ever go to ringsdb.com, which the link is in the doobly-doos, check that out too. You'll get a nice, kind of analysis of what your deck looks like. The Hobbit summon card. It was suggested, so I should bring it. What was that one? Sneak attack? No. It is... I know what you're talking about. Oh, wait, that one. Raise the Shire. Summon 1 random Hobbit ally. I have 1 extra slot. Let's do it. So, that's, in a nutshell, kind of taking what Ian had talked about last week, kind of taking my own thoughts in sort of how I kind of go about building decks. As mentioned, I know we seem to be hitting the deck building part, but it's a huge part of this game, and it's a hugely fun part of this game if you're into that sort of thing. And so it can be kind of daunting, especially with everything that's available. So that's kind of how I go about it. You got to, like we said, you got to consider what quest you're going to do. And don't be afraid to build a deck for a quest, specifically for a quest. You don't have to build one deck and play it all the way through. If that's your thing. I'm not trying to discourage that. But, you can, if you're having a lot of trouble with this one particular, then build a deck for it. One of the things I considered and hemmed and hawed about is actually switching one of my heroes to a spirit hero and bringing the Sting, because the Sting does extra damage to orcs, which Tower of the Necromancer has a lot of. We'll see. We'll see how this deck does. Again, it's inspired by things that Widowmaker had talked about, so let's see. See, now I'm getting nervous again. Nervous. Dumb. So let's see. We're going to do Campaign, Shadows Fall, and Tower of the Necromancer is 4. I'm going to reset my progress because I was kind of practicing ahead of time. Because I don't want to totally embarrass myself, which I still might. Erin might get her laughs today. Her laughs. Pardon the pronouns. Tower of the Necro. So, again, for people that were wondering how to beat this, there's millions of schools of thought. No one correct or incorrect way. Ooh, okay. So, hang on. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to keep guard because, I mean, guard's going to die. Straight up. I think it was our friend Twit that once said, Guard of the Citadel, you're here to soak damage and never attack. I don't think I ever attack with Guard of the Citadel. I just let him soak in the damage. Veteran Axe Hand might not be bad. So I like these cards. A lot of times I will kind of opt for either more allies or more attachments. And I kind of got a little mix of everything here. I'm worried that if I kick out Minstrel, let's just opt to see, since I have the Guard of the Citadel, let's see if I can get more attachments. Okay, well, I got most of it back anyway. Don't you love that? Okay. His attack. So, Guard's straight up dying. I'm going to guard with him. He's going to get attacked again. And now he's got 1 health left, so this guy's totally going for him again. It's just the way the AI works. So in terms of strategy, almost said strategery. In terms of strategy, what I like to do here is I think I did beginner mode. We'll see. Anyway, so as soon as this patrol dies, a new patrol spawns. So I like to kind of build up my board before I completely wipe this patrol. Sort of how I'm thinking. So let's get a card because we can. All of the 2 cards are here. All of them. So I won't be using Aragorn for a while. I'm going to use him because the other thing is my fate event here. Ignore end effects of all of these guys. And then you get to defeat 1. I usually like to keep that for the second set of patrols because they get up to 6. So, yeah. And we'll just do that. I'm taking a hit. No way around it. He's only got one left. He's dying. That's why I love that skill so much. Oh, so much. And I'm getting 2 card draws, which means I did not do advanced mode. Whoops. That was a total accident. But in any case, this is for people that may or may not have seen Tower of the Necromancer done, so I'm just going to leave it. Maybe I won't embarrass myself today then. I'm going to throw him out. Try to sink at least one of these attacks. We're going to do Ravenwing Helm on him because he's getting attacked a lot. And then I don't need card draw now that I messed this up, but that's okay. Get up to the distract the patrols. Okay. Nope, that's enough of the silliness. I have no resources and all of the cards in my hand. Man. So, that's a thing. Let's get some of these out here. I'll hold off on guard till I have more things out. Let's get East Road Rider. Oh, no. No. That sucks. I should have played Grace of the Elder, but too late now. We'll beef that up. Usually I like to, when in this part of the quest, is I like to wait till Sauron passes to at least kill the first patrol, because then he can't attack me with it right away. All of my expensive cards showed up. Seriously. Fantastic. Like, everybody came to the party and I have no snacks is kind of what I got going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. Oh my gosh. Like, everything expensive is coming up. What is this? See, yeah, they usually don't stick around too much, but yep. And so he's gonna die too, but at least he soaked those two. What to do? He's still got resources, so I'm hesitant to take him out. I want to see what he does with all of this first. I want him to pass before I do anything else. So the fate events don't stink. This one, restore everybody if they're readied and then exhaust them. So that's kind of like got nothing else to do, let's heal everybody. This one's actually really nice. I usually wait till I get to at least the second round of patrols, but I'm waiting to kill the first round until he passes now. I might be shooting myself in the foot with that. This one, sure. Although that might not be bad at this point to get some resources so I can play more crap, which I think I might do actually. And then Leaves in the Forest is minus threat, and deal 1 damage. So this one I kind of wait for more things to be out on the board. Although, nah, I think I'll get some resources and heal. Partially because I want to see what he does before I do any of my fancy stuff. Which is no problem because I got East Road Rider. Was afraid of that. I think I'll block with him. I think we should get some minstrel out because now he's passed. So it is not ideal right now. But I'm just going to do it. Because then I can start healing some of these guys. So now those two will show up. And that's when I like to use this. Because then these guys aren't going to contribute to my fate meter. So that the effects get ignored. And I can defeat a minion. Which I usually pick the big 6-1. Because hefty. And then I could use this, which will take out that guy. I'll hold off. So I can instantly kill 2 of these guys because his ability here, I get all of my cards. Sure. I feel like I have so much stuff out. Let's start beefing. Okay, so remember when I said she's normally not attacked? Famous last words. He's got that Raven Wing, so. The combos. Yes? Let's see. Well, he hasn't passed yet, so I'm a little hesitant to do anything super crazy. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Sauron. I think at the very least I'll block with her. Because then if anything does attack... Oh, yeah, okay. So this one isn't going to spawn more orcs, but this one is. So that's kind of my focus. I think I'm just going to stop right now. I need more resources. I'm going to throw that out there too, because then I've got 2 people. Let's... I just have so much expensive crap out. Not crap. Expensive cards. That's fine. I don't need any cards. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah. Keep him alive. Forest Snare. Yeah, okay. That's why East Road Rider comes in handy when those pop up. Thank goodness I used Grace of the Elder. I would have lost Minstrel. He's about to pass, but hasn't yet. So we'll just guard with him. There it is. So this time... So the guys he pops up, I believe, are 3 damage, 6 health, and have counter. I would have liked to have more attacking going on, attacking ability, but here we are. Frankly, I don't like to use against the shadows so quickly, but I have another one. Let's just be done with it. And this way. Oh, shoot. He passed. That was super dumb. I was thinking he didn't pass yet. Okay, don't do that. If you're ever playing. Don't do that. That was such a waste of that card. Ugh. Mad at myself now. Yeah. There it is. Been looking for that. I kinda need to keep her around. Finally that comes out. Man. Ew. So I definitely need to, well, actually, no, I don't have anything for Forest Snare. So. Sorry, buddy. So now that I have a good deed down, I can kill either one of those. So the other one's probably... Yeah. Get rid of the one that's got guard on it at the very least. Alright, well. That's a thing. And we'll put it on. My pal. Put that over there. And I don't really want to attack that because it's gonna... screw it. I don't care. Well, so one of these is gonna die. That one's... It's so good. She's got to stay alive. Look at all the cheap stuff now coming out. Okay. There's Uncle Urkel. And now I've got too much. We'll just get rid of him because gotta start spending some money. So I have my self-preservation and Erkenbrand out, which is really excellent. I love that combo. Let's... Like, nothing out that I really want to... Hi, Harpy King. Welcome. We'll get him out. And then do that. And then we can travel. Okay. Add some of these. And we'll move on. Man. So this one, I like to focus on these guys because you have to discard a card if their ability is you have to discard one random card if they're still alive, which is awful. Let's be fair. We'll make sure he dies. So now what typically he becomes a target for the Sauron AI. I think I'm gonna just hold off on dealing with that one right now. Yeah, see. But let's boost his fight here. Get him some health. Not... we'll stop him from attacking us. Get some resources. Kill that. Ah, look at that. Let's throw it back out there. We'll get our Uncle Urkel and put self-preservation on him. I love that combo so much. He's got... It sucks. Black sucks. It's awful. Let's see. I could heal everybody that's I got nothing else to do. Let's do it. Heal the two of them. Sort of a waste, but I probably wasn't going to use it in other opportunities anyway. So. Okay. Boop. This is where it gets kind of boring. Man. I appreciate you guys keeping on coming back, even though sometimes I have blonde moments. You go bye-bye. Oh, I probably should have used... Actually, should have used someone else. Meh. Let's reduce our threat. So everybody's healthy. Got a full board. Oh, and I pull against the shadow. Okay. Let's see. This is okay. So this is a fate event that you can choose to do, or you can ignore it. I usually ignore it, and I'm going to today. It puts you in basically a different next path, and it's just got Snig shows up. I think it's Snig. Is it Snig? Yeah. And you need a lot more willpower, I think, than I have available right now. Harpy King I am not. I decided to pick a sort of difficult quest, which happens to be Tower of the Necromancer, and I built a deck at the beginning. So if you're new to the game, you're a name that's new that I haven't seen much around. So you're new to my streams. If you're new to sort of the deck building process, it's kind of hinging on the stream from last Thursday with Widowmaker. So I built a deck to start with to do a tough quest. It's kind of the MO today. Oh. This is why I can't do more than one thing at once. So I just got done telling you I wasn't going to do this, and here we are. So, I can get dressed by myself in the mornings, in case you guys were wondering if I could or not. Man, I don't think, yeah. Well, so like I was saying before, if you slip through the window, this is the thing you get. Normally I skip this, but here we are. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's start hammering him down. Exhausted ally, restore to equal to. All right. It is not your fault, Harpy King. It is all me. I was. Dirt. All right, I'm gonna blitz this guy down, so he's not a problem in the future. What will she do next? I think I don't usually do this, so now I'm like all. So exhaust an ally. That one sucks. Grant 2 to mouth of which I killed. So this is the one that I want to. I've completed the goal though. So there's really no extraordinary point for me to do any. Well, I'll prevent some threat if I get it down. So there's that. Man, can't believe I did that. I'm gonna beat myself up over that for a while. Okay. Let's just go. Let's just go. So this is probably, in my opinion, you get a lot of guys that show up at first, but this is probably one of the easier parts of this quest. And immediately I'm going to use Against the Shadow. A lot of times that one attacks first. That I'm pointing at my computer screen in case you guys don't know that. So this guy tends to attack first. Doesn't mean he will, but glad he didn't make an idiot out of me any more so than I've done on my own. I don't need any help with that. Okay, let's. I don't know that he's got. Let's just see. Oh, yeah, see, there you go. And he's going bye-bye. We'll block it with Uncle Urkel. I don't know who taught me that. Somebody called him that, and I thought it was really funny, so now that's what I call him. Uncle Urkel. This is totally unrelated, but I play another game. It's an MMO online, and there's currently a Halloween event going on. And there's like a random, a random skeleton that shows up. It's like this big bad guy that everybody has to go kill. And somebody sometime, some year called him Steve. And so it's just like stuck with it. No, it never came from the game that they called him Steve, but I don't know. I find that funny. Good story. We'll do that one because then he can die with Legolas. Oh, well, okay. Well, we'll just block with her since she's got protect up, and then it's no damage. I have enough resources here. Like, this is what happens. I get talking, and then I don't do things properly. So these two have Raven Wing on them. Let's do him. Good. Thank you for you appreciating these live streams. Sometimes I feel like, if you haven't figured it out, when I started doing these live streams, I actually was fairly new. I hadn't played this game prior. It was just kind of a thing that sort of developed. So, My live streams are pretty much you watching me learn the game and navigate my way through it and trying to help people also learn the game. So, and I'll always welcome constructive criticisms and feedback. I mean, never gonna figure everything out, and like you said, like you kind of need it. I went to art school, and that's always one of my things is like criticism is inherently got a negative connotation to it, but it's really not supposed to be. I digress. Thanks, Twit. I appreciate it. Even though I do stupid stuff like I'm not gonna use this fate event and then immediately use it. We'll kill that one. Mm-hmm. The bats are gonna die because they're gonna kill. We'll do that. Sure. I'm out of cards. I never even got to use my Gandalf Narya combo. I don't need to. That's because it's my bad, and I did beginner mode. Not beginner. Easy. Oh no. Don't reduce my willpower. I have no more fate events. We'll just block. End phase. Thank you, Harpy King. I that was kind of what Antihero was sort of going for. They didn't really want somebody that was like super duper good because they're trying to reinvigorate the game. They're trying to attract people, newcomers, all of that kind of stuff. That's sort of their goal. Just because since the FFI shutdown, a lot of people thought the game was dead. So trying to reinvigorate and revive it, you don't want a sort of that elitist attitude to kind of seep in right away. And this is my opinion. This is not Antihero's, but so I think that's one of the reasons why they thought that I could do this, because I am a gamer through and through my whole life, board and video. So I think maybe it's a little more relatable to watch somebody stumble their way through a new game, and a game that's got a pretty steep learning curve. I mean, you go through the tutorials, and that's actually one of the things that I see a lot on our forums is I got through the tutorial and then got my butt kicked, and I don't ever want to play again. It's hard because, like I said, the learning curve is super steep. So if you want a good laugh, go watch my first stream. Wow, I was terrible at this game. Over time, I've slowly improved. I will never ever, like I prefaced it at the beginning of the stream, but for those that had joined, this isn't the only way to do things. This isn't the way to do things. A lot of people have varying degrees of opinions on it. It's just from one beginner to other beginners, this is the way I kind of approach things here. I messed up by picking the wrong difficulty, but regardless. This is this is also, I guess, worth mentioning. Some of the people that were struggling with this particular quest were even struggling with it on the lowest difficulty. So still hopefully helpful at some point. Hey, Trestos. Welcome. And I'm glad you're enjoying the game. For me, when I first started playing it, I was like, okay, so it's just a back and forth fighting. Cool. And then I realized the more I got into it, how much and how rich there actually is, like the combos and the different kind of, the guarding. Guarding was a whole thing I completely ignored my first stream. It's kind of funny. So learning when to use that, learning when to stay, learning when to move on, learning when to trap, all of these kinds of things. There's a ton in this game that I think on cursory views, like you're just, meh, okay. But if you really dive in, this is me saying quest complete. And thank you. I really do appreciate the things you're saying, Harpy King. Glad we agree. And yes, like the interest and the dedication, as you guys may or may not have seen, is genuine. The guys that are working on this game in the dev cycle are amazing. And if you're not on the Discord, which you know I'm gonna plug it again, get on our Discord, because the devs are very active. They respond. You can kind of see some of the thought processes with them. Watching my previous streams where Greg gets on and talks is another way to sort of know the behind the scenes and stuff. But you guys have seen all hours of the day. They are working really hard on trying to get this game out. It's a small team, but they're a really dedicated team, and it means a lot. All of your praises is awesome. So thank you. And again, criticisms are welcome too. This game's only going to get better with feedback. So keep it coming. And I don't know if there's going to be 4-player. I haven't even thought about that. And yes, everybody that is in our Discord, super duper helpful. You've seen our friend Twit here in the comments, always on top of things. It makes my job super easy, so thank you, Twit. But that, in a nutshell, I guess I will kind of. Oh yeah, we're at 3:00. Okay. That was sort of a follow-up to the deck building. Again, many ways to skin a cat. Just one way of approaching it. So I hope that was helpful to some of the people that are new out there. Thank you for some of the new faces that I'm seeing joining the streams. Really appreciate it. I love discussion. I love talking, even if it makes me use a fate of it that I didn't mean to. Not your fault. It was all me. It was all me. So I'll do it again. I'll say it again. Down there are all the places that you can find us. The Discord is probably the best place to get information. I've started posting to Reddit, so I've got to update the screen. So we're on Reddit, we're on Facebook, Twitter, all of those fun places. And there's a good Steam forum as well that's happening. So worth checking it out. The community is awesome. You guys are like super great. Super great. So props to you all. And thanks for watching. I appreciate you joining me. Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Haven't decided. So, surprise. Everybody enjoy your day, and I will see you on Thursday morning. Take care, everybody.